Welcome to another episode of Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside Eli Atwood. And Eli, last night, it was a snoozer, but Lamar was back.
Yeah, Lamar's back. That's always big news. Good performance in his debut game here.
And first game back since he left the Chiefs game a little over a month ago with that hamstring injury. So coming back in Miami, 204 yards, four touchdowns. Solid outing for him. Also, Derrick Henry, 119 yards on the ground. Where can the Ravens go from here? Do you think they're back?
I mean, theoretically, they could make a push for the playoffs. It's going to be tough with the amount of losses that they already have accumulated. But I feel like the Ravens are in one of the weirdest spots of any team because they're not necessarily a bad team. They just had some unlucky injuries and a few close games that didn't quite go their way there and put them in a bad spot here.
I mean, they got a lot of talent on that team. Obviously, Roquan Smith coming back for that Bears game last week, then Lamar coming back this week. It helps them out a lot because you got all those players who were hurt, and now they're coming back. I think the Ravens. And we saw it in person last week how the Ravens can turn it on.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of if they can turn it on enough to even make the playoffs, I think. That's the problem.
Right now, they're 2 games back in the wild card spot, 1.5 games back from the division. And I think if the Bears beat the Bengals this weekend in Cincinnati, that puts Baltimore in second place. Still 1.5 games behind in the Steelers. They got the Colts. If they lose that, they're only a game back in the division. So I could easily see them getting back into it.
Yeah.
Let me check the rest of their schedule. They got to play Minnesota on the road. That's going to be a tough game, but they're on the mini bye going against basically a rookie quarterback. That's a winnable game for them. And then the Browns, obviously winnable. They have the Jets, Bengals, and Steelers at home in quick succession.
Yeah, I mean, being in their conference or the division definitely helps because that's a very weak division.
I could see them winning their next two, three, four, 5 games, and then on top of the previous two 7 game winning streak, I mean, that'll put them at 8-5. And if we had a Serve Pro commercial like it never even happened, it's like that bad start never even happened.
Yeah, to some extent.
Then moving on to the Dolphins side of things, Tua had another mediocre game, 25 for 40, 261 yards and an interception. But we just got news this morning that their GM and the Dolphins agreed to part ways. Chris Greer, they and Steve Ross agreed to part ways this morning. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, this was overdue in my opinion. They really haven't had much the past couple of years there, so needed to happen. I mean, we'll see. Maybe we'd see the head coach going out too soon as well.
We Adam Schefter said also this morning that Mike McDaniel's expected to remain the head coach for the rest of the season.
Yeah, so maybe they'll stick with him for the season and fire him in the offseason. I could definitely see that happening.
I could definitely see that too. I mean, you. I mean,
There's really no point in firing him at this point in the season, honestly. I mean, the only thing I would argue is that he's not a very good player motivator, so you might be hurting some of your development by having him as the head coach.
in that press conference before the Falcons game a couple weeks ago, he said that he hoped his quarterback doesn't throw 10 picks. I mean, how can you how can you have confidence in a guy like that who says he hopes his quarterback doesn't throw 10 picks?
Exactly, yeah. He's got to have better team management.
And then we have breaking news from Jacksonville. Travis Hunter left practice in a non-contact injury. He has been placed on injured reserve today. He left yesterday's practice, but now Liam Cohen says that they're hoping to have him back for a January playoff run. How will this impact the Jacksonville Jaguars for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a good player, but I don't think it changes much for them. They still have decent depth there, and I think they're going to be more or less the same team.
You now have a need ahead of the trade deadline with both wide receiver and cornerback, but this is
Yeah, sort of, but I mean, he's kind of more of a depth piece on corner, so, but
yeah,
yeah.
but definitely need a at wide receiver.
Yeah, and I mean, they do have some depth. They've got Parker Washington, but yeah, they could use some depth.
I mean, it's a big blow for Travis Hunter for sure. I mean, he was kind of quiet on the scene, got his first touchdown in London a couple weeks ago, but his season is probably over from what it looks like according to Liam Cohen. So I think I don't think it's him playing both sides that's the issue with that knee injury. I mean, any player that plays football for a while will probably get a knee injury at some point. We've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, non-contact injury, can't really blame on anything
Yeah,
other than unlucky.
just that misstep in a certain area. We're not we're not hearing it's a torn ACL or something. It might be
Yeah, it
a
sounds like maybe a
meniscus.
sprain or yeah, meniscus, something like that.
If he tears his meniscus, I could easily see him coming back for a January playoff run, like Liam Cohen said. But just a big blow for Travis Hunter in his rookie season.
Yeah, for sure.
But with Travis Hunter out, who's who's now the front runner for rookie of the year?
Well, I mean, you got a few guys you could choose from here. But I mean, honestly, it's kind of up in the grabs, I feel like.
Yeah,
You got Jackson Dart. He's been doing pretty well.
I mean Jackson Dart's a good option. Obviously, Cam Scadaboo before the injury.
Yeah.
And Cam Ward is quietly playing a good rookie season despite being on a horrible team.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't blame him for most of his troubles, but yeah, it's been a little rough, I would say.
I mean, if we were given, and also Mecca Buka, another good rookie
Yeah.
for Tampa.
Honestly, I think Ibuka's probably number one, even above Hunter. I forgot about him. Yeah.
Right now, Jackson Dart's plus 100, Ibuka plus 125 according to DraftKings. Also, Tyler Warren having a good rookie season for the
Oh yeah,
Titans.
Tyler Warren is having a good year.
Even though we thought the Bears should have drafted him, I don't think he would have been as good in the Bears system since I don't know why we're not using
Yeah, that's
tight
a
ends.
utilization issue for the Bears, I think, mainly.
But yeah, I think the rookie of the year race could come down to those three players in particular.
Yeah, and a bit of a wild card here has been making headlines recently. Aronde Gadsden.
Orlando Gadsden for the Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, just
Wasn't
starting to
it
break
recent?
out. I think his breakout might be a little too late into the season, but if he keeps it up, he could make a push here.
He's currently a plus 5,000 to win rookie of the year. Should we put that bet down for Oronde Gadsden the second?
Aronde Gadsden. I don't know. It'd definitely be a risky bet.
I mean, at this point, I could see that being a sneaky good bet to cash.
Yeah.
Also, Tyler Shuck just got on the board 7,500.
Yeah, I don't see it happening for him,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But then we'll move on to the NBA. We go to a game last night. The Spurs beat the Heat 107 to 101. First 5-0 start for the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby having a good game, 27 points, 18 rebounds. Are the Spurs championship contenders this year?
Yeah, I mean, quite possibly. Wembanyama has been doing great. No complaints for any Spurs fans there, I don't think. He's come back even better than before he left.
And just back with the blood clots after missing the final couple months last season.
Yeah.
He's starting to find his groove. Really, I mean, he had that. great opener against Dallas on national TV. Spoiled Cooper Flagg's NBA debut. But I think Wembanyama, he's starting to become something.
Yeah, and I think they're still without Darren Fox, right?
I think so, yes. I don't think he's made
So
his
once he
debut yet. When he
returns,
comes back, yeah,
yeah,
that team's going to be solid going into the. If they can keep this up during January in the middle of the season, going through the stretch. It's only 5 games into the season. We haven't really scratched the surface on who's good or who's not. But San Antonio could be doing something.
yeah, for sure.
Let me go look at the championship odds for the Western Conference. So right now they are, I don't see them. Here they are. They're eighth behind
Yeah,
the
not
Clippers,
bad.
Lakers. I think they might be a sneaky good bet to win the Western Conference.
Yeah, I would agree at eighth. That's a pretty good bet at this point.
And at plus 2,200 to win the West, uh, that might that might be a good futures bet, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
for sure.
And then we go on to preview our NFL game of the week. The Chiefs going to play Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. This is the 10th meeting between Mahomes and Allen. First meeting since the AFC Championship last year. This is always the good game in the AFC all season long. What are you expecting from this one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a typical shootout type of game we get from these. So it's going to come down quarterback versus quarterback.
I think so too, I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And I think being on the road for the Chiefs, they've won there in the playoffs before. And last year, the Bills spoiled the Chiefs' perfect season to give them their first loss of the season. I think this is gonna be a pretty solid game, but I think I'm gonna have to take the Buffalo Bills at home in this one.
Yeah, I think home field advantage definitely a big deal in Buffalo, and I would agree with you there.
And the keys for Buffalo to win, Josh Allen has to play like Superman this week. His running backs, James Cook, he's got to play a solid game on the ground. And the receivers got to step up for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And then our college football game of the week goes to OH
IO.
as the Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Not as good of a game in terms of rankings, but there aren't really that many good matchups for rankings. These are one of the best two power ranking teams. Even though Penn State's 3-4, they're still a solid team. I think this will be a competitive matchup. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be a decent game. I definitely think Ohio State will run away with it in the end, but it's always a good one.
Right now, the point spread is 18.5 for this one. Being that it's in Columbus and James Franklin's fired, so they have the interim coach there at Penn State. Even though Drew Aller's out, I don't think Penn State's going to win, but I don't think they're going to lose by 18.5. I think Penn State covers, but they only lose by 10 to Ohio State.
Yeah, so just not a great not a great loss, but less bad than 18. I could see that for sure.
And the key for Ohio State, Julian Sayin has to play well. Jeremiah Smith, all those guys for the Buckeyes. I think they were on a bye last week. Um, they were. I think they had a. No, they didn't have a double bye, but they had a bye week after beating Wisconsin on the road. They're back at home for the first time in a few weeks. So I think the fans will be excited to see Ohio State. I think they win.
Yeah, I could definitely.
So going on to our game picks of the week for week 10. Can't believe it's already week 10. So let me pull it up here. Starting with our first game, Vanderbilt versus Texas from Austin. Who you got here?
I like Vanderbilt, and I'm going to keep rolling with them. I'm taking Vanderbilt all day, every day in this one.
Vanderbilt's a top 10 team. A lot of the picks are going on Vanderbilt to win this game, but I think Texas is desperate for a win. They're at home. I'm taking the Longhorns. And then
All
Duke
right.
taking on the Clemson. Who you got here?
Yeah, I think Clemson's due for a win at home. Kind of a bit of a struggling season, but I'm still going to take them here.
And Clemson's 3-4, Duke's 4-3. But like you said, Clemson is desperate for a win at home. I think they are going to win this one at home. And then the Navy midshipmen taking on the North Texas Mean Green. A sneaky group of five playoff implications here.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely one of the bigger group of five games of the year so far. Undefeated Navy. North Texas has one loss. I think I'm actually going to go with North Texas here. They've got the home field advantage. They've got the more traditional style team. I think Navy's going to have a hard time fighting against it.
Like you said, Navy 7-0, sneaky 7-0 team. North Texas, their only loss was at home to South Florida, and I think they're still a top 20 team. So I'm going to take North Texas at home. This is going to be Navy's big test of the season, and I don't think they survive it. Although you never know with those service academy teams,
They
they
can sneak them
sometimes find a way
out.
to get you.
Yep.
And then Arizona
Gotta
State and
come
Iowa State
prepared.
from the Big 12. Who you got here?
Yeah, I think I'm going to rally behind some recent momentum here. I'm taking Arizona State. Even though it is a home game for Iowa State, I think Arizona State's got a good shot here.
We did just get some news down this morning that their quarterback Sam Levitt is out for the season. He's undergoing season-ending shoulder surgery, I believe. So
Well,
I'm
I
going to take
was
Iowa
unaware of
State.
that, but I'll just stick with my pick out of out of ethics, but I think I would maybe switch it with foreknowledge of that.
It's not too late to change your pick.
Yeah, maybe we'll go ahead and switch it up. Without the
Okay,
quarterback, that's going to be a tough one.
so you're going Iowa State.
I'll go Iowa State.
Okay. Sticking in the Big Ten now, we got Texas Tech taking on Kansas State. What you got here?
Yeah, Kansas State's kind of had some momentum lately. They are at home, but I think Texas Tech is kind of the force here in the Big 12, and I think they're going to keep pushing through.
I like what they're
Texas
building.
Tech.
I like what they're building in Lubbock. I think Kansas State, they were favored to win the Big 12. They're now 4-4, but I think Texas Tech has a lot of momentum going for them. I'm taking the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. And then we go to the ACC game that shouldn't be a conference game, but it is Virginia versus California.
This could be a tough one. Traveling across the country for Virginia, a ranked team going into this one. I think I'm actually going to take California here.
And this is a tough game to pick for me. I mean, obviously, you got the home field advantage with the California Golden Bears, and they got the advantage of being on the West Coast and having teams from Virginia, North Carolina going out there. But Virginia lost. They won some close games. So let me see the stats here. They in their last four games they went to overtime three times
Wow.
and won each one of them. And they even beat Washington State by two. So I think that their luck runs out in California. I think we're gonna go with the Golden Bears like you. And then staying in the ACC, we got 8-0 undefeated number 8 Georgia Tech taking on the NC State Wolfpack. What do you got here?
NC State's had an all right year. Nothing great, nothing terrible, but Georgia Tech has been turning their program around. I'm going to keep rolling with Georgia Tech into this game.
Georgia Tech, they're a solid team. NC State, they got a tough schedule coming up. They got blown out at Pittsburgh on the road. I'm taking Georgia Tech. Then in the SEC, we got Oklahoma and Tennessee. Great game under the lights in Knoxville. Who you got here?
Yeah, you can't go into Knoxville and expect to get the easy win. I'm taking Tennessee.
Both teams sitting at 6-2. They need this. Both teams need this win for the playoff race. And speaking of, I think the
True.
first rankings come out Tuesday night, but I'm gonna pick Tennessee to win this one. Then we got the USC Trojans and the Nebraska Cornhuskers Saturday night in the Big Ten. Who you got here?
Yeah, I've actually liked what I've seen from Nebraska this season. I think I'm going to keep rolling with them at home here.
This is pretty much a toss-up game for the top 25. I mean, USC's at 23. They had a good win at Michigan. They've been okay so far, but I think I'm going to go with Dylan Raiola at home and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And now where college game day is going to be this weekend out in Utah for number 17 Cincinnati and number 24 Utah. Who you got in this one?
Yeah, Utah, Cincinnati, both teams have looked good. Utah definitely has big home field advantage, pretty far travel. But I think I'm actually going to go with Cincinnati here to get the win.
Interesting, Cincinnati. Now, let me check the standings real quick for the Big 12 because I think this game is going to mean a lot. This game will
Yeah, for
decide
sure.
who will probably go to the Big 12 title game. And I don't know if they, I think Utah plays BYU, or they played BYU, they lost that game. So they can't afford to lose any more games. And then BYU's on a bye before playing Texas Tech. And I'm pretty sure College Game Day is going to go to Lubbock. Not 100% sure, but I think they're probably going to go there. But game days in Utah this week, I'm going to go with Utah at home.
All right.
But it says it. There it goes. Now I picked it. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one today. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We'll see you again for another episode on Monday. Take care, everyone.